And we are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? Ravens Nation, Panthers Nation. What is going on? Hey, look, just real quick, just because Kwame B, salute to you for being the first in here, and he had to be early to get this comment out. What y'all saying about Huntley now? B and Jose talking about he's the same as Cooper Rush. Shaking my head. Kwame, that's not the hill you want to die on, bro. It's not.
Yeah, especially since he's been better than Tyler Huntley for the entirety of their careers.
Yeah. You don't.
Like, not only did he have the bye week to prepare, and he had Keaton Mitchell out there making some plays, which wasn't the case before, really, and was playing a less talented team than Cooper Rush was playing, with the Rams, and I just don't understand Ravens. Like, you act like you haven't seen this movie before.
See, we're tripping.
We're tripping, Kwame. What's Tyler Huntley's career record as a starter?
No. I got you. 5-9 as a starter, 64.7% completion percentage, 2,854 yards, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Cooper Rush 9-7 as a starter. 61.1% completion percentage, 20 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 3,700 yards. All right. They're the same. Cooper Rush is slightly better, in fact. Tyler Huntley has had his chance to prove that he's good in this league, that he can play. Kwame B says, who did he play for last year? He played for the Dallas Cowboys. And Ravens fans will argue that we're better than the Dallas Cowboys. Right?
Did Tyler Huntley ball out? I mean, he had 186 passing yards, if that's what you're asking. He played fine.
Who did Tyler Huntley play for last year? Who did he play for?
Last year he was with the Dolphins and the Browns since he left.
Baltimore. Yeah, what happened? What happened? Yeah, he couldn't win out that starting job with the Browns. He couldn't ball out with the Browns.
Well, what happened with the Browns, Kwame?
Huntley played for the Dolphins. Dolphins don't have talent.
What happened with the Dolphins?
Dolphins have more talent on offense. What happened?
I would love to hear your analysis of Tyler Huntley's play with those franchises.
Now, with all that said, I need you to go ahead and vote on that poll. Is Tyler Huntley elite? Yes and yes. Those are your only two options. Tyler Huntley is elite today. Okay, the Ravens get the win. It was a good win. Was it 30-16 the final score?
Yeah.
Listen, they did what they needed to do. All right. I was on here earlier this morning saying I didn't think they could get it done without Lamar, but I'm glad to say that I was wrong about that. They did exactly what they needed to do. They needed to go out there and play competent football. The defense needed to show up, and they did. All right. It was looking a little shaky early on, but they got themselves together, and it was a good defensive performance. It was a good performance all around. I don't have too much bad to say about the game. They did exactly what they needed to do. So good win, and it keeps a sliver of hope alive. Now, let's not go crazy because it's only their second win, but it was a crucial win if you're really trying to make a run to the playoffs, and we got to turn right back around and do the same thing to Miami, which I believe we will. And next thing you know, we got a win streak, right? But you got to build off of this.
Yeah, assuming Lamar plays on Thursday, they should get that win. They don't play a team with a winning record again for a while. So they should be on, like we said before, when Lamar first went down, they should go on a winning streak after the bye. It's just going to be a matter of making sure they don't drop a game that they shouldn't drop, and then, hoping that those wild card teams or even Pittsburgh come back to them, but yeah, today was a good win. I was surprised by how poorly Chicago played, particularly offensively, but that tends to happen with teams that are still trying to figure it out. So they weren't great. Baltimore played very well.
Uh, listen, okay, we'll get to the Panthers in a second. Listen, we spoke about it before we got on air. Andy Dalton is he's a terrorist. Okay,
were you meaning to put up a different comment?
huh?
Were you meaning to put up a different comment?
No. Like no, I'm just saying like we're going to get to the Panthers in a second, but yes, I want to shout out Yolanda says great team win for the Ravens, much needed. Yes, indeed. No, I had Panthers on the mind because you know. But yes, look, great win for the Ravens. Great win for the Ravens. I'll say great, good win for the Ravens. There are no great wins right now for the Ravens. Okay, good win for the Ravens. Good performance for the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see. We were just listening to Harbaugh's press conference and him lying on the injury report. Okay,
he doesn't even know what cleared means. Like, what are you?
He doesn't know.
You're speaking a different language, bro.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Look, they did everything right today. They ran the ball. They used Keaton Mitchell. It's funny. It's weird when you use guys with some talent out there that they can do some talented things.
Mm-hmm.
Keaton Mitchell had a couple of big runs that changed the pace back that we were talking about. A guy that could break it to the house if you give him a couple of carries, and
mm-hmm.
he didn't take one all the way to the end zone, but he had a couple of big runs, and that's exactly what you need to do. Why can't you figure that out when Lamar's in the game?
Well, because they don't absolutely have to have it. This came out when their backs were completely against the wall, which is always the case with John Harbaugh. Right? You didn't see fit to use all of the talent you had until you absolutely had to have the win.
Yeah.
It's a tough way to make a living, I guess, but it's how they do it.
Filthy says, wow, so Ravens can force a turnover in crucial moments and actually keep good offenses under 20 points when Lamar doesn't play. This team only puts in an effort when Lamar doesn't play. I have a big issue with that. Well, this year, right? This year, and it's still early in the season. This is their first game where they showed up in a big moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I it's not like it's a pattern here. This is the first game where they actually showed up. Right. In a big time moment where they had to, make sure they got the team off the field or they had to get a turnover. That's the only time they've done it this year. So that comment's a little. Let's save it. Let's save it for the rest of the season. See how they look. But this is what they need to do. I'm not mad at anything that happened today. They had to wake up. They had to start playing up to their hype. This is a good first step. Mike Green got his first sack. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Wiggins got a timely interception. I thought Marlon Humphrey had an interception or a fumble recovery, whatever you want to categorize it, on the one play. Yeah, he did.
No, he did. They both had the ball and the tie goes to the receiver.
No, if you look at it, the guy did not have the ball.
He did have the ball. The ball landed on his chest to begin with, and he put his arms around it, and then Marlon Humphrey reached in there as well.
He did not have control over it. He tried to put his arms around it, and he didn't have control over it.
No, but he had his arms around it, as did Marlon Humphrey. That's all that matters. He caught the ball. Marlon stripped it. It landed on his chest, and then they both grabbed it. That goes to the receiver.
No, you have to have clear possession of it. Just because you have your hands on it.
You don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. If two guys have the ball and they have their arms around it, it goes to the offense. That is the rule. It's always been the rule.
We gotta look that up. But he did. You got to have clear. You got to have clear possession of that ball.
No, you don't.
Just because you have
to have your hands on the ball along with the defender, and the ball goes to the offense.
All right, we'll look that up. I disagree. If somebody gets an interception and the receiver puts their hands on the ball, that's not a tie ball.
That's not what happened. It was a fumble, and they both grabbed it. It wasn't like Marlon Humphrey had the ball.
Well, no, it wasn't. No, they didn't say it was a fumble. They said it was a completion, and he kept the completion because he stopped to score progress.
Because
that wasn't true either.
He stripped the ball, and it went up in the air, and it landed back on his chest, and they both grabbed the ball.
If that's a fumble, then it's definitely have to have clear possession.
That's not the rule.
That is
No, it isn't. If two guys have the ball, then it goes to the offense. That has been the rule forever.
But that wasn't the call. The call wasn't a fumble. The call was reception. It doesn't matter. The call was reception, and he stopped his forward progress. That's not what happened.
No, that's not what happened. The ball got stripped, and they both had the ball, and it goes to the offense.
All right.
That has forever been the rule.
I'm looking at it again. I don't think that guy had the ball. I think Marlon had the ball, and then he tried, put his hands on it. But either way, Marlon made a good play there. It didn't result in a turnover. The defense put up a much better effort. But again, can they do it again on Thursday? Like, I'm not going to get too hyped about what this team does, because they should have been doing it the whole time. I'll give them praise, but I can't get too hyped about what they're doing right now. They're 2-5. They got to climb out this hole before I start to get really hyped about this team again. Consistency. That's what I want to see moving forward. Can you do it again?
Yeah. And look, they should be able to. They know how to beat up on bad teams. At least that's always been their thing, right? And I'm not even saying that as a diss to them. Like that's what you're supposed to do if you're good.
Yeah.
So playing Miami, playing Cleveland, playing Cincinnati, like they should be able to shut down. I mean, I know they've always had problems shutting down Cincinnati, and rightfully so with those receivers. But like they should be able to perform against those teams that they have coming up on their schedule and get those wins. Like they're not facing any juggernauts coming up.
No, we'll look at the schedule in a second. Or do you have it up?
I can pull it up real quick.
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to the chat here. What's up, Clot? Thanks for coming through. Our guy E in the house says Wiggins and Hamilton and Humphrey played good. They did. Hamilton had a sack too. Well, no, it was an intentional grounding. It should have been a sack. Alaska Man Salute says players don't like Harbaugh. We know this, man. We know. The article didn't say that though, so I don't know.
They don't like that. They don't like that Tom Munkin guy who put up 30 again.
And that's what I'm talking about, Osman. One in a row.
So the schedule, they've got Miami obviously on Thursday night. Then they've got Minnesota, and I just have to believe it's going to be JJ McCarthy, right? Like you can't roll out there. Then they've got Cleveland. These are all on the road. At Miami, at Minnesota, at Cleveland. Home for the suddenly 1-0 resurgent Jets. Home for the Bengals. Then they got the Bengals, home for Pitt, at the Bengals, and then they're home for New England, and they finish the season at Green Bay and at Pittsburgh. So that last 3 weeks is the toughest part of their schedule remaining, and that's really going to determine whether or not they get it. You got New England, who's a good team. Green Bay is a good team. Pittsburgh is a team as well who plays in the football league. But no, it was a must-have win. They came out and as the Ravens often do when their backs are against the wall, they come out and they play their pretty hardest. They got the win, and that's all they needed to do today.
Yeah, and I'm glad they did it because they were looking very uninspired. And early on, it looked like the Bears are just going to waltz their way into the end zone a couple times, but the defense stepped up. I'm happy about that. Josh Hoffman, what's good? He says, you guys are saying the same thing about fumbles. You have to have clear possession. Unless the defender has more clear possession, it goes to the offense. Well, no, B's just saying they just have to have their hand on the ball.
No, I'm not saying they have to have their hand on the ball. I'm saying they both
two hands
have the ball. They both have their arms around the ball. They're fighting for the ball. It goes to the offense. That's always been the rule. It's like tie goes to the runner in baseball.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But my argument was the guy didn't have.
He did.
He didn't.
He did though. But you know what? Well, if that's what you think, just chalk it up to a bad call like that. No call on DeAndre Hopkins' obvious offensive interference on that third down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
I saw some jostling going on. I saw
face mask.
Two guys fighting.
And one dude ran out of bounds inexplicably.
The ref is just letting them play ball,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Whoa,
You know
one
what's
session.
weird though? You know what
What's
is
what's
really weird? Huh?
what's going on here? One session. Why are you saying Bobby's our friend Bobby's a clown?
Oh,
Oh,
that's not nice.
that's not
Wow.
nice. That's not, you know,
Unbelievable. One
oh
session.
wow. Oh, okay. Filthy says you guys see Bobby Trossett live stream yesterday. He basically called Lamar a quitter and said Lamar deserves a huge portion of blame and don't put all the blame on Harbs. His chat was backing it too. Yeah, I mean, listen.
That's because Bobby's a clown. You know what I'm wondering though after watching that game. Well, I mean, I saw parts of the game because I was bearing witness to another tragedy. That last drive, not the last drive, but the drive where Baltimore was trying to put it away. They had the 3rd and 7, and they threw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins, and something happened to the defender. We're not gonna whatever. That's not our business. And then DeAndre caught the ball, first down, and they proceeded to score and kind of put it out of reach. It occurred to me, maybe you should throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins more.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of highlights of DeAndre Hopkins not coming through for the Ravens,
Right.
Or the other teams that he's played for. Maybe you just test that until it fails.
Yeah, I think that it is hard to kind of break out of that thought process here in Baltimore of when you have an excellent wide receiver who can actually catch those 50-50 balls, throwing the ball when it's one-on-one, right? Because most of the time, our receivers don't come through, right? So you wait until they're actually open.
I'm sorry, we have a very important question in the chat here. This one's from Osman. Is Bobby a Ravens fan? No, he is not. Despite the fact that he uses the Ravens and Orioles colors to promote his show, and that he calls himself Bobby Baltimore, he is neither from Baltimore nor a fan of Baltimore sports.
Oh, that's what's going on, Danny? That's weird because he assured us that he made it known to his fans that he is not a Baltimore fan. Didn't he say that?
Yeah, he did. Pat Hard R. Ricard was not on vacation, Danny. I'm sure they never called Pat Ricard a quitter. That he finally came back from his vacation to assist the O-line. Look, that ain't his job. Okay. His job is playing fullback, playing tight end, playing defensive line when they need him. And if
a little bit of offensive line,
and if the people from that butterfly get out of line, he got to put on the cape and get online and do what he needs to do. That's what Pat Ricard is here for. All right, he's not here to assist Daniel Falele and Andrew Voorhees with their assignments. So,
but I did say that when Pat Ricard comes back, the O-line will look better, and they did.
Yeah,
they did. It sucks that it has to come to that, but he helps with the blocking. They looked a lot cleaner out there. I'll let Coach break down the tape and let us know how well or not well they played. Although I did hear him say a few times during the game that 77 was not playing well. But
no, he wasn't playing well. He was playing fantastic.
Yes, exactly. Well, such as says we're cooking as always. Hey, listen. Look, I can't speak for the non-fan over there and the nonsense he's spitting. I addressed it earlier in the stream earlier this morning. Some people are saying that Lamar is faking an injury, and I said good. Why should he put everything on his back? Like, is that what you got from the 2 weeks prior? Is that Lamar is just a quitter, or was it that this team has been exposed and nobody's doing their job?
Well, listen, it's much easier to blame Lamar than Massa John and EEC, right? Yeah, we had somebody leaving comments on the video talking about that. Oh, when do you start to question his love of the game? And I told him, like, the same time you question Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow and Matt Stafford and every other quarterback who gets hurt behind a bad O-line, right? It's disgusting to me that a large portion of this fan base looks at a guy who does everything the team asks him to do, right? He's the best passer in the league. He led the team in rushing for 5 straight seasons. He was out there playing behind Alejandro Villanueva. He wasn't faking an injury then, right? He went out there and played behind that crap. He won 2 MVPs. He saved the coach's job. He gets y'all to the playoffs every single season, and every time he turns around, his own fan base is stabbing him in the back. I sincerely wish that he would never play another down for this trash organization. Like it is awful in Baltimore. They don't deserve Lamar. Lamar shouldn't be playing for them. I know he's going to come back and he's going to play. And he's going to play very well. And he's going to get them back in contention. He shouldn't.
Now, as a Ravens fan, I still, because I still want to root for the Ravens. I want him to play here for a long time. I want the other people around him to go. Just Alice says, Mike Preston just said today that we should trade Lamar. This town is full of right-wing, anti-black idiots. And yes, and just so you know, Mike Preston is black, but he is still very anti-black. And he's anti-Ravens. This is, look, I should go that far. I don't know Mike Preston's politics per se. But this is Mike Preston's, this has been his shtick from back when we won the Super Bowl in 2012, right? This is what he does. He hates on Ravens players. He hated on Ray Lewis. He hated on Ed Reed. Yes. Yep. The greatest safety of all time. He used to have all kinds of negative things to say about Ed Reed. He's just a hater, right? Like that is what he's known for around here. It's just, no matter how they play, like even when they won the Super Bowl, he was hating on the team. Even when they won a Super Bowl, he was hating on the team. He is Mike Preston. I think he played for Towson. He played a couple of snaps at linebacker or whatever it was. They gave him the Rudy treatment, and now he thinks he's now he thinks he's all things football.
Yeah,
he's just an old ass hater. That's all. Right? Like that's all it is. You don't pay people like that. He's just an old school troll. All right.
Jay has a question here. He said Lamar should ask for a trade to Carolina, sir. I know it doesn't seem like it after today, but yes, definitely the Carolina Panthers.
That's where B is angling. Yes, that's where B is angling.
I would root for Lamar no matter where he went, but if we're gonna get specific, I mean, right, it's right down the road. It's fine. They got live music. They built up the O-line.
Yeah, Tepper brought music to Carolina. You didn't know that?
If I'm not mistaken, they had not heard an instrument in real time until David Tepper took over the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. So, look, the people that are questioning his love for the game, that's a stupid comment. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Do you question John Harbaugh's love for the game? Right. Like the man he's not making any changes to his staff or anything like that, just out of pure stubbornness. Mm-hmm. Is that love for the game, or is that just your, boosting up your own ego? If you're to believe these reports from the Baltimore Sun and the Baltimore Banner, where the players have a problem with Todd Monken, whose offense just put up 30 points without Lamar. They had a problem with that, but the defense, who was one of the worst defenses in the league, don't have a problem with their coach. They said it's not the coach, it's us, it's the players, and then proceed to stink it up week after week. Mm-hmm. Do you question their love for the game? Because they're telling you, no, I ain't the coach. We just suck.
Marlon Humphrey, in the midst of the worst season of his career collectively, as a defense, said he was going to go on a glizzy tour.
Yeah.
Was he focused on the game? Was he loving playing for the Ravens?
Mm-hmm. Just Ali, you're absolutely right. He says this town is 70% black, talking about Baltimore, and the morning sports shows is right-wing leaning guys. Yep. Ed Norris, the corrupt cop, who was in prison for corruption and got out and got his own show. Yep. And he spews a lot of right-wing stuff on there. Bobby tries it too.
You have the Streamlabs. We did get a donation from Saquon. Thank you very much, but I don't see a message here. If you could check the Streamlabs account. While Jose's doing that, I want to take a moment to address the rumors about what happened at 1:00 today down in Charlotte. Now, some of you may be aware that Bryce Young was injured and was not able to play today. That was true. It was unfortunate. It kind of, it derailed their momentum a little bit. They had won 3 in a row, but Andy Dalton, who Jose and I have been big fans of Andy Dalton for his whole since back in TCU. Always been a big fan of Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's had a great career. He made it to the playoffs multiple times in Cincinnati. He's been a fantastic player, and he is the veteran backup in Carolina. And the reason that you have a veteran backup, I know that y'all don't know what you do with backup quarterbacks in Baltimore. It's mystifying to you. But the reason that you have a veteran backup is so that when your starter goes down, they can step in and keep things going. They don't need a lot of reps because they're very experienced. They've seen everything. They know what to do. But somebody lied to us. Okay. That is not, in fact, the Red Rifle that I've been watching since his Texas Christian days. I don't know who it is, but I saw him go out on the field, and I can't even accurately describe what happened after the kickoff of that game because it was such a goddamn disaster. Andy Dalton, when they first got the ball, they went 3-and-out punt. Okay, fine, whatever happens. Buffalo goes down the field. Defense holds them to a field goal. Okay. They get the ball back, and they drive right down the field. And then he sees the red zone. And Andy Dalton revs up in the pocket because, there was a little bit of pressure. He revs up, takes him a bit. He's older. Starts running, gets caught from behind, as one does when they're in their mid-30s, and drops the ball. Fumble. Buffalo takes it down the field, gets another field goal. No worries. Let's fast forward a little bit. Andy Dalton gets the ball back. They're in their own territory. They hike the ball. AJ Epineza is unblocked. AJ Epineza jumps up in the air. AJ Epineza is a very large human being. Andy Dalton said, I know what I'm known for. I'm known for definitely not having the strongest arm of all time. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can right at this man's chest. And it hit him in the chest, and then he just caught it because Andy Dalton can't throw that hard, and everybody saw it coming. He caught it, landed safely, ran 24 yards, almost scored a touchdown. Andy Dalton followed that up with another fumble. But the real beauty of the Andy Dalton experience today was not the things that show up like that are glaring on the box score, because he also missed a wide open Jimmy Horn that would have given them a first down deep in Buffalo territory, and they had to settle for a field goal. He also missed an open Teteroa McMillan in the end zone that would have been a touchdown. Several passes that were just not where they were supposed to be. Right. Xavier Legette went out there and he had as many penalties as catches today, which was just fantastic work. The coaching staff continues to split carries between Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle, even though Rico Dowdle is wildly outperforming Chuba.
Yeah.
Brady Christensen.
Even in this game.
Yeah. Brady Christensen, who is the third right guard that they've played this season, ruptured his Achilles. He's out for the year. The defense the defense that had to shut down the run game the last few weeks allowed James Cook to go over 200 yards. They gave him a 64-yard rushing touchdown and then a 56-yard receiving touchdown to open the second half. Everything that could have gone wrong in this game immediately and repeatedly went wrong. Andy Dalton got sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. But I'll tell you one thing. Oh, one of my favorite sequences of the game. After Andy Dalton threw that inexplicable interception that led to a touchdown for Buffalo, they had a little bit of time left. It was right before halftime. Buffalo was getting the ball in the second half. Need to score. Have to score. It's 19-3 at this point. You got to climb back into it. They move down the field. They get into a goal-to-go situation, and they don't have any timeouts left. They're inside the 5, and there's about 14 seconds or so. Now, Greg Olson's calling the game, and if you've ever heard Greg Olson's pretty sharp. He's a very good commentator, very good analyst. He correctly identified that can't take a sack here. And I said, I was watching the game with our dad. I said, this is the part where Andy Dalton holds the ball, takes a sack, and we don't get any points. They hike the ball. Andy Dalton drops back, looks around. He says, nobody's open. I got to wait. All right. Pocket starts to collapse. He says, nobody's open. I got to wait. What do I do? And then somebody grabbed him, and he was like, nobody's open. What do I do? And then that person dragged him to the ground. He got up and jogged off the field like a sad little boy. And they, the field goal kicker sprinted out there. I don't think they got the snap off, but they gave it to him out of pity. Missed the field goal anyway. They go into the half 19-3. They immediately give up the long touchdown pass at the start of the second half, and the route is on. They lose 40-9. As if to add insult to injury, I've often talked about on this show how I will place bets for fun at times. I placed a bet today. Placed a little parlay. Okay. It was doomed from Jump Street because I bet on Chicago, but I also bet on anytime touchdown scores, Bijan Robinson and Rico Dowdle, because Bijan Robinson is one of the best running backs in the game, and Rico Dowdle has been unbelievably hot the last few weeks. Both of these teams scored rushing touchdowns at the end of blowout, embarrassing losses, both of them with the backup running back. So not a great Sunday for your boy.
All right. First of all, let's go back to the interception that Andy Dalton threw. Who was that linebacker? What's the name? What's the other linebacker's name? Edmondson?
Trey Edmonds?
Trey Edmonds. Mm-hmm. Was that him in the game?
I'm not sure.
It looked like Trey Edmonds. I could be wrong, but they sniffed out that screen from the time they went up to the line. Trey Edmonds is telling Epinesa, hey, visible. He's like, hey, go right there. Yo, go right there. It's about to be a screen pass.
You ever seen that commercial with Josh Allen where the dude's in a cold tub and his entire body is encased in an ice cube? And Josh Allen grabs a ball, throws at it, and breaks it. That's what Andy Dalton thought he was doing.
So like I know, like if I know, that's what they sent the play out. I know Andy Dalton, who's looking right at Edmonds, telling Epinesa, hey, get over there, get ready. It's a screen. So Andy Dalton sees this and he's like, oh man, he knows the play. And being the veteran that Andy Dalton is, he didn't call timeout. He didn't say, hey, check. Let's kill this play. Kill. Let's play. Let's kill this play. They sniffed it out. He said, I saw one time Cam Newton knew that the defender knew the play, and he said, that's cool, watch this. And I said, awesome, bro, watch this.
He also saw Cam Newton one time, like his favorite sci-fi picture, Wanted, bend the ball around an Atlanta Falcons defender and complete the pass behind him. And he said, I could do that. Neither thing was true.
Like, he didn't throw it to a guy. He didn't throw it in it was just a good interception. Like, he jumped in front of the pass. So, like, the dude was just standing there.
He was like, he had jumped even before he threw it. Like, he was there, and he hit him dead in the chest.
And also, I saw this coming. And I told you this in the preseason when I thought they should have been playing the starters a lot more. That Andy Dalton can hang it up. Then I told you that, right? Yeah. Like he has nothing left because
throw the ball in the preseason.
That's what. No, not just throw the ball. What was he trying to throw? A screen. He fell down trying to throw a screen. Okay, this was bound to happen.
And on the very next play, threw an interception and laughed about it. And today he just combined those. He's getting more.
He's done. He's done.
Yeah, Andy Dalton can never play again.
Yeah. We'll trade you Cooper Rush. Okay.
We good. But Dave Canales did reiterate after the game that he is in fact still the backup.
Man, you guys are really going in on Bobby. Bobby, I might have to go watch the stream now. Like he really struck a nerve. He said, "Hey guys, your boy Bobby, so-called Baltimore, and his buddy Hef Zrebic, talking about Jeff Zrebic, talking crazy about Lamar. Insane. Oh, Jeff was getting in on the fun too. Well, okay. All that means is they listen. Bobby doesn't have opinions. Okay, he doesn't have any real opinions. Like he's not brave like that. Okay, he's going to say what is approved by the organization, especially Jeff. Jeff isn't going to say anything that's not approved by the organization. So if they're out there bashing Lamar, that is the organization's way of saying, hey, put a little pressure on Lamar because we thought he could play this week. And he's taking another week and he's trying to stick it to us. And we need to let him know that that's not going to be tolerated by the fans. That's all that is. That those were talking points that were handed out to Zrebic, especially. Look, if Zrebic's getting in on it, that means they were given marching orders. So that's all that means. So you can go right back to the organization and say, hey, we're not falling for it. That's coming from you. All right, put your name on it.
Did you see the donation from Saquon on the list?
I did. Yes. And thank you, Saquon. He says, damn, Keaton Mitchell can actually play and make explosive plays. Who would have known?
That's crazy, right?
That is wild. And you know what?
It's not like he looked like an extremely effective running back in preseason.
Hey, Saquon, you get one of these. Appreciate you. Thank you. Mike Preston wants to trade Lamar. Yeah, but look, you gotta mention Mike Preston. Mike Preston is an old school hater. And that is across the board. He hates Flacco. He hates Ray Lewis. He hates Ed Reed. He hates everybody. Right. That's literally his job to hate on the Ravens.
But on this, I agree with him. We should get on this trade Lamar train.
Because it says it's hard to be fully supportive of a content creator who's not a fan of the team. But wait, hold on.
That hurts, big cuz. Damn, man. You gonna come in right in our chat and say that? Damn. Where's Danny at?
Well, hold on a second. I thought you guys knew Bobby wasn't a Baltimore fan.
Oh, they don't know that? That despite using the team colors to promote his show, despite calling himself Bobby Baltimore, despite calling out the Baltimore fan bases as if he were a member of them, he does not in fact root for Baltimore sports.
Despite collaborating with strictly Baltimore content creators.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. You didn't know
somebody would do that.
Even though he does a show now with a Ravens beat reporter. You didn't despite the fact that he does a show with a former Ravens employee, you didn't know that he wasn't a Ravens fan?
That's insane. We did get another question here, a good one from Just Allo. Pray tell Brodny, who do you want Lamar to be traded to? That's a great question, Just Allo. The Carolina Panthers is a team that knows how is a team that knows how that you build from inside out. You build the lines, and they know that the most important thing that you can do is protect your quarterback. So if I had to say, that would be it. I would say, send him down to Charlotte.
Ferris says he hates the team he covers. Talking about Mike Preston. Why cover them? Because he gets paid for it. That's why. They haven't kicked him out, and he said, well, if they're going to let me just be a hater, then I'll be a hater. Yeah. Josh says Mike Preston used to be a hater with some well-seasoned articles, and I used to kind of like him. I never liked him, right? Like, yes, when he gets it right, when they have a bad game and he's pointing out all the things that they did wrong, yeah, you'd be on board with that. And that was back when we used to be very critical of our defense and hold them to a very high standard. So if they did we gave up what 16 points today. The defense that we're talking about them being, if we gave up that touchdown early on, we'd be talking about that. Right. Like that's how high of a standard we have for this defense. Yes, when Mike Preston, if they had a bad game, Mike Preston would be on it and people would agree with Mike Preston. But even when they had a great game, Mike Preston be like, I give him a C. I give him a C. C minus.
Osmond says B, you sound like you don't have faith in Bryce. I have faith in Bryce. Okay. But the same way that you have faith in Zay Flowers, but if somebody offered you Calvin Johnson, you'd say, I'll take Calvin. Right? Like, I know that Lamar is better than Bryce Young. Bryce Young would make that trade.
Yeah.
We got a super chat from Trucker T Will Crypto. Hey there, are going to have to trade Lamar after this year if he doesn't extend his contract. I think Minnesota will get him for 2 firsts, most likely. To be honest, man, I think it's going to take. I want to say it'll take more than 2 firsts. I don't think obviously they're going to do it. They'll get something worked out. They'll give him a pile of money, and he'll extend and all that. But the thing to hope for is that they miss the playoffs and they fire John Harbaugh.
Listen. If they don't fire Harbaugh and EDC, they are definitely throwing a bag at him. Their livelihood depends on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's not going anywhere. And we got another super chat from Josh. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Says credit where it's due. Oh, go ahead.
It says credit where it's due. Mike Preston made the Harbaugh doghouse mainstream. The favoritism in 2009, 2010. No one else was back then.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Josh. Appreciate you.
Yeah. And all super chats, I put a goal here. All super chats will go towards the Tyler Huntley is Elite Foundation. Okay. So we appreciate you. And also you can check out the poll. Is Tyler Huntley Elite? Yes and yes. Okay. So let's see where we're at here. 48 votes right now. Oh man, it's jumping up. Okay. Right now, it is 54% that says yes and 40% that says yes. So
nice. You do mean the Tyler Huntley Academy for kids who can't throw good, right? That's where it's going.
Today he could.
I said it's the kids who can't throw good, not Tyler. All right, don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. All right. Goodness.
Yeah, okay. But Lamar will be back. Listen. This is the game that they needed to. They should have won against the Rams last week, man. They should have. Poorly coached, but this is a game coming off of a bye. If they lost this game off the bye, cooked, right? Cooked. This is a game that you have to be able to show. No, we have enough talent to win when he's not out there. So good job. You're 1-2 this year without Lamar. You're 2-5 on the season. The season is not over. This game was very critical for the rest of the season. The defense especially had to go out there and show that they can play, right? And I think they did a good job against a solid team. The Bears are a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I don't have too much critical to say about them. Good effort all around. The offense moved the ball well. I think they made the right play calls for the most part. Not too much to say. Now they just have to keep it going. A favorable schedule coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins are another team they should be able to beat up on, especially with Lamar coming back. And if they do that, we're rolling. But one game at a time.
What this start means is that they just don't have any margin for error. They can't take any Sundays off, and they can't have any bad days.
Yes.
And that's an extremely difficult thing to do, especially for a team and a coach who are prone to bad days. So
yeah. This is really going to be on the players, right? Like you listen to Harbaugh. Like Harbaugh been saying the same cliche stuff for years, right? That's falling on deaf ears. He's not inspiring anybody at this point. It's really the players that have to pick themselves up and decide as a team, we're not going to go out like that. We're going to fight to the very end. So it's really on the players, and we'll see. It seems like they're on the same page. We just gotta see if they bring it every week. But I'll
tell you what, man. Don't let a playoff spot be on the line when you travel to Pittsburgh in Week 18, and do not let Aaron Rodgers drive a dagger into your heart. That'll be the absolute worst possible ending to this season for Baltimore.
Yeah. I would never forgive that.
There'd be no one person who would be extremely happy.
Lonely Therapy said finally an interception this year. I think that's the second one, right? They
Yeah, I believe so. They got one or two against Flacco.
Yes. Yeah.
I think they had a couple against Flacco.
But it hasn't been many. Raiders fans already saying Huntley should start the rest of the season if Lamar isn't ready. I mean, look, somebody's got to start if Lamar isn't ready. Yeah. But start the rest of the season. Look, Lamar isn't going to be out the whole season. And if anybody's saying that he should start over Lamar, I mean, listen, do I got to read the statistics again? As a starter, 5-9, 64% completion percentage, 2,800, 54 yards, 11 touchdowns, 10 picks. All right. That's what you want to start over for the rest of the season? Give me a break. Don't listen to any of these idiots out here saying that Lamar quit. Lamar has put everything on his shoulders. I don't know how you can look at how this team had played this year, how Lamar started out the season playing like an MVP, right? And then when he's hurt and has to sit out, you see this team do absolutely nothing, get embarrassed by Houston, right? Played a closer game to the Rams, but still played a sloppy game. Like, just completely unprepared for their starting quarterback to be out, to miss any time at all. Completely unprepared. This is a team that looked like they didn't practice football at all. They needed a bye week to get themselves together to come out here and play competent football against the Bears. That is a sign of a team that has gotten lazy. We said it before. The coaching staff is lazy. They got lazy and they just kind of put it on Lamar, and they figured they didn't have to make any adjustments or do anything different because Lamar would figure things out. This was a wake-up call. And hopefully, moving forward, everybody starts to do their jobs.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. But this whole thing, Lamar's quitting and all stuff. No. Your head coach was the one that wasn't doing his job. He's the one that doesn't have a love for the game. Your GM is the one that doesn't have love for the game. You knowingly give him old linemen that aren't good enough to start.
Look, I wouldn't even say they don't have a love for the game. They're just wrong, and they're bad at their jobs.
Well, yeah, no. If you're gonna say Lamar doesn't have love for the game,
well, I understand, but I'm saying like that. That's what I mean. Like, don't question people's heart. Don't question people's integrity. Talking about their faking injury, blah blah, all that kind of stuff. Like, they want to be there. This is their passion. They're doing it, and some people just aren't as good as others. John Harbaugh's not as good as Andy Reid. That doesn't mean he's not trying. Eric DeCosta's not as good as what's his name in Philly. Like, it doesn't mean he's not trying. Just not as good. He's doing his best. He just should be fired for it.
Man. Yeah, man. This is a results business. All right. And like, you can make up any excuse you want, and don't make excuses for coaches, man. They'll be fine. Right? Don't make excuses. We don't make excuses for players. We'll say cut a player in a heartbeat. You guys shedded no tears over Olway when he got traded. Get him out of here is what you're saying. Cut him. Don't sign him. Get rid of him. Right? You don't care about that. But the coaches, why are we putting them on pedestals when they're doing a bad job? So. But yeah, good win. Keep it going. The Panthers, listen, let's be real about it. They stopped playing for Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I was not expecting them to win this game when, it became official that Bryce wasn't going to play. Right? I did not expect them to win a game with Andy Dalton as a starter. It's really like, he's done. They were in it all the way up until his unfortunate AJ Epineza episode. Right before halftime. And then in the second half, they just let it go. Like, everything got out of hand. And I'm sure that they played hard. They tried to win, but when it became apparent that they were just not going to be able to overcome Andy Dalton, it's like, well, we'll be back next week, right? They've got Green Bay next week. It looks like Bryce will be able to play, hopefully, and they can get things back on track. I mean, Andy Dalton, God love him. He said it himself. He took more accountability than John Harbaugh ever has. He got up at that podium and said, I didn't give us a chance to win today. It's true. Don't hate Andy Dalton for it. He's just a guy who is older and past his ability to play in the NFL. Carolina should have replaced him. They didn't. I don't blame him for taking the check still that somebody wanted to give him. But they have to make a change at this point. He can't be the guy anymore. He can't be that backup. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. They have to go out there and find a better option. The Panthers have a tough schedule coming up, man.
They do. They have Green Bay, but then they have a little break. They've got New Orleans and Atlanta, but then it gets difficult again. So it's a bit up and down. They've had a lot of injuries, particularly on the O-line. It's going to be a tough second half of the season, but these are the kind of games and the kind of seasons that build the character that help build the foundation that they're trying to get to, trying to build that culture, right? They have to go out there. They have to play hard against good teams. They got to be competitive. They got to get a couple wins, and they can build on that for next season.
Yeah. What's going on, Coach? Says got to win 2 to 3 more to be serious. Talking about the Ravens. Yeah.
Coach, you got to win 9 more to be serious.
we have to get past 500 again before we can really get serious. Like, I'll feel better and better as the weeks go on. Like, we beat down Miami on Thursday. I'll feel better, but that's still only 3 wins, right? 3 and 5. We gotta win. We gotta win about 3 more after that before I say, all right.
We're being too easy at, because Miami beat the hell out of Atlanta today.
He was in here earlier, I think.
They also starting their backup quarterback, Kirk Cousins, and Tua went off on them. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. They beat them 34-10. Jeez. I was not expecting that.
All right, speaking of, let's do some score updates real quick. The Bengals shockingly lose to the Jets. I don't even know what happened in that game. They were up big when I last saw it, and they end up losing 39-38. Let's do a quick
and Justin Fields played very well.
I was about to say, Justin Fields, 21 for 32, 244 yards and a touchdown. No picks. Breece Hall had a passing touchdown, and he had 18 carries for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's what happened. That's what happened right there. Let's see. Mason Taylor got touchdowns. Good for one of my fantasy teams. Bengals, Joe Flacco had a good game. 21 for 34, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Yeah. They just gave up a lot of points.
They ran for 181 yards, 3 touchdowns at 8 yards a carry and got beat. That's tough.
That's tough
to do.
The Colts are up on the Titans right now, 17-7. Bucks are up on the Saints, 14-3. The Eagles beat the Giants 38-20. Cam Scatterbo looks like he's done for the season.
Who looks like he broke his ankle today. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery and comes back next season ready to go.
Yeah. The Texans got to win over the 49ers. Good for them. 26-15. Yeah. Let's see. And the Dolphins, we talked about it, beat the Falcons 34-10. Michael Penix didn't play in this game.
No.
And it showed. And the Broncos are up 27-10 on the Cowboys.
The Cowboys, who and rightfully so, are desperately searching for a impact pass rusher, because they don't have one on their roster, and they realized at this point that it's pretty important. So they called the Raiders about Max Crosby. The Raiders said no. Apparently they called the Bengals about Trey Hendrickson. Bengals said no. I wonder if they're going to call Green Bay. They've got a guy, Michael Parsons, who he single-handedly affects the game. It'll probably cost a lot to get him out of Green Bay, but you got to make the call, man. Like you said, you have to make the call. You never know.
Myles Garrett had 5 sacks.
Sure did. Cleveland Brown record in that beatdown.
Jeez Louise. Too bad nobody saw it.
Right.
Let's see.
Spirit of Justice says the Panthers got whooped. Yeah, I mean, but I don't hear fans of sub 500 teams talking, so that's what it is.
No, they did. It was a beatdown. Mm-hmm. And we talked about that. Like, the Panthers, this is the type of season Panthers are going to have. They're going to have some good weeks, and they're going to have some bad weeks. It's
Tell
going
you
to be
what,
that type of season for them.
we 2-2 against that division though. They ain't beat us for the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're what, 4-3 now?
We got the Jets and the Dolphins. 4-4.
4-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, you're still battling. You're not there yet, but the season's going how you pretty much want it to go. You want to see them, fight. You want to see where you can improve, and you want to see the growth for certain players. Just gotta, every week, one week at a time.
Man. Like, God damn it, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah,
he had a catch, that was fine, and he had a holding penalty on a nice run. And then he had another catch on the sideline, and I was like, okay, cool. He's not dropping the ball anymore. He's making himself useful. They go to the replay. My man stepped out of bounds twice before. Like, he has zero awareness of the sideline. And I don't understand
that. Who said Game Too Easy said Josh Allen's overrated. Listen. You would think that he had a monster game, but he didn't. 12 for 19, 163 yards and a touchdown.
He had a couple of rushing touchdowns.
Yes, 7 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those are goal line push touchdowns.
Josh isn't overrated. Josh is a great player. I mean, he's overrated in the sense that Greg Olsen kept on calling him the best player in the world. He's not that.
Yes, yeah.
But he is a great player. So I don't, he shouldn't be the reigning MVP. He's not the best player in the world, but he is a fantastic quarterback.
Yes. Yeah. So let's see. A couple more comments and we'll get up out of here. We're almost at that hour mark. 70 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new in here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Some of you, I'm baffled by this, or just figuring out that Bobby Baltimore is in fact not a Baltimore fan of the Ravens or the Orioles. This is breaking news. This is earth-shattering news to you guys. But Bobby, when he was on our show, assured us that that you all knew this.
And he assured us he don't mess with Baltimore like
that. And apparently he was him and Jeff Drabick were dogging Lamar on their show yesterday. Not surprised by that either. All right, they are company men. All right, they're going to say what's in line with the Ravens organization. If they thought for a second that Harbaugh will be pissed at those comments, will be pissed at that take, they would never say it, especially Jeff Drabick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it is what it is. Now you guys know. Jay the 6 was good. Says a couple more pieces, specifically in the linebacking core and at free safety, and Panthers will be straight. I agree.
Well, like I said, they have to spend a good portion of this offseason, or at least of this draft, reinforcing the O-line. Taylor Moton's getting up there. They're coming up on having to re-sign Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt. So they want to get some more guys in the pipeline there. I think in free agency, they can probably just straight up solve the linebacker issue. Like, linebackers are not difficult to come by. And I honestly think that they need to use that first round pick. Obviously, it depends on where they end up and who's there and all that. But if possible, they need to use that first round pick on a left tackle. I'm not 100% sold on. I'm just not sold on Ekwonu. And even if Ekwonu, plays well the rest of the season, they are still going to need a right tackle pretty soon. So getting an offensive tackle early in the draft, getting another corner maybe in the second round. I'm really hoping for Jonathan Brooks to come back and be healthy and be the player that they thought he was from that second ACL tear. Because look, Rico Dowdle, good player. Chuba Hubbard, good player. But you saw James Cook, and James Cook is different from them, right? Like, Rico went over 200 yards a couple times the last couple of weeks. He's played great the last 3 weeks. But you saw a home run hitting back today in Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
And James Cook's not even the elite tier of running backs, right? So if you're going to be run heavy, you want to get a special player in that spot. Not a guy, or a good guy. But yeah, no, they can do a lot this offseason towards really, really stabilizing the Panthers moving forward. I think that Bryce has has solidified himself as the quarterback there. Teteroa is outstanding. Xavier gonna keep trying. Jimmy Horn is playing well. Jalen Coker had a nice day today. I hate to say it, but Mitchell Evans, I think, could be the tight end moving forward. So yeah, like Jay said, they need to solidify a couple areas on defense, and they'll be ready to really, really compete.
Tyrone, what's good? Says, what about the Harbaugh decision to punt and not let Luke try 55+ yard field goal? Tyler Loop isn't that good, right? Where you just say, all right, run out there. I mean, he almost missed the one that he kicked today, or two of them. Actually, yeah, he kicked one or two. One of them, he missed one in the last game, I believe, and then the other one today. He's not Justin Tucker. Right, he's not just. It doesn't matter if he's within the 50s. Go ahead and roll him out there. Like, you got to really kind of assess the moment. I had no problem with.
We don't need to bring up Justin Tucker. We can just say Brandon Aubrey, since he kicks it from 60+ like it's nothing. Jay says, do we have to reinforce it like the Ravens, or is it more like add to the O-line? Never like the Ravens. Okay, I don't believe Dan Morgan would
not just Ravens.
He wouldn't let it get to that state. I mean, we're down like 3 starting O linemen, and it's not that bad.
Yeah, right.
So no, they just need to have guys ready, guys that they can start developing, in case they want to let Lewis or Hunt walk, or Moton retires, things like that, or they get hit with injuries again. They just want to be ready,
All right, so the trade deadline is rapidly approaching. What we got? 1 more week? 2 more weeks?
I don't like you, Joe. The trade deadline is November 4th, so about a week and a half.
All right. Look, the Ravens, when they traded Oweh, they opened up some cap space, and that's to make a move, right? What move, especially now that we're getting, we're one step towards getting back on track. What move? And we've asked this before, but we'll ask again. Now that we kind of see what the team is looking like, they look like they still got some fight in them. They're not quitting. What move would you like to see them make at the trade deadline? Because if they lost this game and it looked like they just weren't really rallying behind the coach, I would say don't make any move. Just ride this thing out, But they look like they want to compete. So what move do you want to see them make?
I feel like the top number one thing that they can do, Lamar to Carolina. Now that will solve a lot of issues in the fan base. That'll solve some issues in the cap for you. You'll get Bryce back, and you like the lesser talented players at that position. So I think that's great. You won't have to worry about having that one guy carry the entire franchise and make you all look better, and then it just makes it awkward for John every time he has to go up there knowing that he's not doing his job. Lamar's doing it for him. No, but seriously, I think if I'm Baltimore, like I said, I would look. First of all, you call every team about O-line and see if you can get an interior O-lineman who would be able to start. If not, I'm calling the Jets. I know they just got that win. I know they're riding high at 1-7, but I'm calling them about Quinnen Williams if I'm Baltimore, and I'm plugging him in the interior D line. He's a fantastic player. He's only 27, and I think that he can make a difference for them. Outside of that, if Miami is serious about Jalen Waddle, or if maybe Garrett Wilson is actually available, I would call on them as well. Jacoby Myers, they're saying, might be available. I don't know if I would. I think he's a better player than Rashad Bateman, but I don't think I would give up draft capital for him necessarily. But man, you have 57 picks, so why not bring him in? Jacoby too.
Yes, Dapper Don says word is they're looking for cornerback help. I did see that tweet. Somebody was saying that would be absolutely ridiculous. That'd be absolutely ridiculous. I don't want to see them invest in the defense anymore. Who says it here? Osmond says, again, any truth to the rumor that we are interested in trading for Jackson Powers Johnson? He second year player. He was a guard / center from Oregon, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd be for that. I wanted them to draft him. Now I don't think he's been playing great for the Raiders. He got drafted by the Raiders. I don't think he's been playing great, but a young talent, and like everything's a mess over there with the Raiders. Everything, change the scenery. Hopefully, I mean, look, we haven't been doing a great job coaching these guys up either, but a more natural talent than the guards that we have now. He can, at the very least, provide some competition. The question is, what's the asking price? He got drafted in the first round, second round. Yeah. What are they asking for? Right. I mean, obviously, I'm not giving up a first or second round pick, but they're saying 4th round pick or whatever. Man, go ahead and toss that pick over there and see if he can come in here and compete for a job. Because if this is the time to get him, right? You get him now, and we can see Jackson Powers Johnson and Emory Jones possibly are 2 new guards.
Yeah. Emory Jones is like dry land. He's a myth. And Tom Doe says, "Do y'all really have yes and yes as the only options to answer if Tyler Huntley's elite?" I'm confused.
Answer the question.
What other option do you need?
Answer the question.
What other option do you need?
In fact, we're gonna end this poll now. All right, vote now or forever hold your peace. Okay, we got 54 votes in here. All right, this is a close one. This is all right. I'm about to end it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. This was close. This was close, but it was 58% said. Oh no. 48% said yes. 52% said yes.
So the yeses have it.
The yeses.
Tyler Huntley is elite.
He's elite. Yes. Also, you can donate to our Tyler Huntley's Elite Foundation by hitting up the super chat, okay, or Cash App $LBHTShow. All right. I should also mention that if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. We do a live show every Wednesday night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. We have a lot to discuss this week. I discussed a little bit earlier about the news articles that came out from the Baltimore Sun and the Baltimore Banner bashing Todd Monken, our offensive coordinator, which is complete trash. You guys have given us some new info that Bobby Baltimore and Jess Rabick were bashing Lamar Jackson today. This is all propaganda stuff. This is all hit pieces that are coming from that are coming from your John Harbaugh and EDC brass, right? Like they want to protect certain people and put the onus on other people. Okay,
you know what's
don't fall for that nonsense.
It's incredible to me that Bobby Trotter would come out and say things like that about Lamar Jackson and then be surprised that he's not safe in Fells Point. Right. Like what is he thinking? What is he thinking? Right, if you want to tell Bobby Trotter that he's wrong and that he better watch his step in Fells Point as well, you can head to LBHTShow.com. We've got the merch up there. This is for the Fells Point Mafia. We've also got it doesn't feel as fitting today because they did take the L, but this is for the Carolina Panthers, no Pierce, only Prey. And then we have the redesigned or updated Baltimore Ravens design as well, all up on the LBHTShow.com for purchase.
Yes, much appreciated. Yes, if you don't get the Fells Point Mafia reference, when he was on our show, he accused us of us sending some thugs his way to verbally assault him. This is what he said. He said that he was walking Fells Point, minding his business, and somebody came up to him and verbally just assaulted him, and it's never happened before the whole time he was living there, and he couldn't help but to think that it came from something that they saw from our show.
Called him things he'd never heard.
Yes. Yeah. He didn't say thugs, but he was thinking it because okay.
Well, he probably wasn't. I mean, they're white on that side of town, right?
Yeah.
So, he wasn't thinking thugs. Maybe rapscallions.
Yeah. He was very traumatized by it. So yes, LBHTShow.com if you want to go and check out the merch there. All right. We covered everything. Okay, look, trades. Yes, Jackson Powers Johnson is somebody that intrigues me. Osmond, I would love for them to anybody, any guard, any interior lineman that might be available, an experienced one, preferably go and get them, because no, we're not going to get any all pro out there. Um, we're not going to get any great rising talent unless we get lucky with somebody like Jackson Powers Johnson, who um, the Raiders might just be giving up on him too early, and he has potential there. I don't have a problem with that, but we just have to get slightly better there. Get slightly better and keep Lamar upright, open up some more holes for Derrick Henry, and that can take us a long way. Or wide receivers like B said. Okay, don't just be happy with just the guys we got. Try to upgrade. Get serious on that side of the ball. Just really, like that's what we're leaning on. We're expecting the defense to get marginally better, but we're still not expecting the defense to close out games. Get marginally better on defense. You should be able to do that with what you have, and get more firepower to the offense so we can really close out these games and get to the playoffs.
There's all these reports about how the Eagles are not going to trade AJ Brown, but have not seen the same reports on Devontae Smith. And both of them were upset. Right.
Yeah.
And they made a point of saying, they're not going to move AJ Brown.
Brian Thomas is another one.
Yeah. I think it's unlikely they would move him, but you make the call and see what they want.
Well, they're saying that they are trying to move him, but teams are just like, nah, we good. But the rumor is they're actively shopping Brian Thomas.
That's
I don't know what the asking price is.
That would be just like the Jaguars if that were the case. Like Josh Noah says, bad teams stay bad because of ownership.
Yes.
And okay, maybe he's struggling, right? Maybe he's struggling right now. Maybe he's having a tough season. Maybe there's a mental component to it, right? But this is a guy who went for 1,282 yards and 10 touchdowns as a rookie. You should not be looking to move him.
No.
And by the way, through 7 games, he has 365 yards and a touchdown this season. So it's not like he's Xavier Legette out there. He's not playing up to last year's standard, but he's still contributing.
Yeah.
Get him a sports psychologist and get out of his way.
And who knows what's going on behind the scenes there? Is he asking to be traded? Is something else going on? Who knows? Who knows? But we definitely need to upgrade on the offensive side of the ball. It's time to get serious about that and invest on that side of the ball. And if nothing, listen, everything got exposed while Lamar is out, right? Everything got exposed. Like the defense can't hold up anything. I mean, they played well today, today aside. The defense wasn't holding up anything. And the offense looked completely lost without Lamar. So if nothing else, right, you realize that, hey, we really don't have enough talent when he's not here to go out there and win games comfortably. We need to add more talent on that side. We got to be able to go out there and beat. At least you got to be. They should have realistically. They should have went 3-0 without Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely should have beaten Houston. No way Houston should have come in there and whooped us the way they did. They should have beaten the Rams. The Rams gave us opportunities to win that game. Mm-hmm. And of course, we won today. That should be 3-0, and we should be just fine. We shouldn't have any worries about the season right now.
Yeah. Daniel Franklin saying Hunter might have messed up Thomas's head. Cam saying maybe Lawrence needs to stop throwing hospital balls all the time. Excuse me. From what I've read about it, he did take a pretty nasty hit on the aforementioned hospital ball, but he is kind of gun shy at this point. So it's not even that Lawrence is still doing it now, but he's just kind of not wanting to really go for it. And I think that's a thing that you'll get over with time. Unless you have a franchise who is bound and determined to make it worse.
True. And you can help them through that by not throwing any more hospital balls. You know what I'm saying? Get him some wide open looks. Let him catch the ball in space and get some first downs, get a couple touchdowns to get his confidence back. But if every pass is a contested catch and he's got to fight for the ball, he's going to be less motivated to make those catches. You know.
Yeah.
And appreciate you, Danity. Everybody listen to Danity. She says, thank you, everyone in the chat. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Super chat is available. Also, the Cash App $ LBHT show. If you want to bless us with a donation before we get up out of here, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHT show. We've been on fire these last few weeks on the Overtime Show. I might start putting some clips out from the Overtime Show, little tiny clips to give you guys a glimpse of what we're talking about. But there's a lot to discuss. We'll touch a little bit on the main show, on the LBHT show on Wednesday, but there's a whole gambling crackdown going on in the NBA. And it's only a matter of time before it works its way to the NFL and other sports. Okay. Right. So we'll touch on that a little bit, and we'll really go into it in the Overtime Show. So if you want to be a part of that, for as little as $5 a month, you can be a part of that community. And again, that's at Patreon, patreon.com/LBHT show. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're getting out of here. Go watch some more football. Good win for the Ravens. Minor setback for the Panthers. They got beat down, but it's a minor setback in the grand scheme of things. All right. They can where they're at, they can catch a beat down and brush that off like it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like they can lose like that and come out next week and just play well. You know, talk about short-term memories. That's where they're at right now. So it's not a big deal. He releases Patreon clips on YouTube and Twitter. Who does? Joe Biden? Oh, Budden. Oh, okay, I was like, Joe Biden got a Patreon.
Hey, Cam, listen, and this is not directed at you, obviously, for obvious reasons. But do what Joe Budden's patrons do and subscribe to the Patreon. All right,
there you go.
Not the other way.
Go listen. You guys got $5 in your pocket. Go give it a try. All right, give it a try. You see a different side of us.
You know why Joe Budden does that? Because Joe Budden got money.
Yeah. So all right. We're getting out of here. We're gonna talk about that on Wednesday. So hit that subscribe button. Check out the Patreon and check out our newsletter. I gotta put some more stuff in the newsletter as well. LBHTshow.com is where you can go for the newsletter. All right. Anything else before we get out of here, B?
That is it.
All right. You ready?
I am ready.
He's ready. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy some more football. Enjoy your week. And we will see you on Wednesday. Peace.